So, okay, now we get to total return. Total return is the amount of income you received plus or minus any gains or losses divided by your cost basis. So this is where students tend to get tripped up, is the denominator. Remember, on current yield, it's divided by the current market price. Okay. But if they're asking for the total return, it's divided by the price that you paid for the stock. Okay. So here's an example below. You bought the stock for 20, it paid a 25% per quarter dividend. You sold the stock for 21. How much is your total return? Well, one thing that they're going to do on the exam is they're going to, one, make that question, three sentences long. They're going to give you a ton of extra info. All right. And they're going to say, you bought the stock for 20, you sold it for 21. The stock is currently trading at $26. How much is your total return? Well, it's easy to determine how much the income is. All right. It's easy for you to determine how much I made. I bought it for 20, I sold it for 21. Where it might start to trip you up a little bit is, well, then do I divide it by the cost basis, or do I divide it by that market price, which they gave me? Well, don't divide it by the market price. It's always divided by your cost basis, what you bought it at. Okay. Um, if you don't trade a lot of stocks, then this tends to be a more difficult section. If you've traded stocks, then it's usually pretty easy. Okay. If you haven't traded a lot of stocks, you've probably bought or sold a house. So try to think about it in that way. If I bought a house for 300,000 and I sold it for 400,000, well, I made 100K. What is my return? Well, I take 100K and I divide it by the amount that I paid for the house, not the price that I sold it for, not by the current market price, by the price that I paid for my house. Okay. So, if you're struggling answering any questions, just try to put it into some type of terminology that you can understand. Okay. So that would be my recommendation. All right.